Just in, one of Trezor's third-party shipping providers had a data breach that affected roughly 13,000 customers so far. Right up front, I just want to be very clear, your funds are not affected by this breach, and Trezor's hardware wallets are still safe to use. However, I also want to be extremely transparent about who is affected, how to know if your data was leaked, and all we need to do moving forward to protect ourselves, our crypto, and our data. Also, I created a super helpful tool that lets you check which wallet brands have had data breaches and how they handle customer data today. This way you know what to expect before you buy your next hardware wallet, or you can even use this tool to learn how your data is being handled by the wallet you're currently using. And I'll show you how to use that tool later. But first, let's look at what happened and what data was leaked. Just about every hardware wallet company uses a third-party shipping company to ship and deliver their products. So it wasn't actually Trezor that was breached, it was an outside company that Trezor uses for their shipping called ShipMonk. But I was curious why Trezor and other hardware wallet brands don't just handle their own shipping, so I looked into it and this is what I found. Most all hardware wallet brands use outside companies for shipping because handling international taxes, laws, and different currencies is actually really complex. Shipping products around the world is basically an entire business on its own. So by letting another company handle these steps, hardware wallet companies like Trezor can focus all of their resources on building secure products that protect our crypto. But because many shipping companies don't have the same level of security as Trezor, they can be breached, and they often are. Now, there are some things hardware wallet companies can do to help lower chances of their customers' data being exposed in a breach, and fortunately, Trezor has been doing some of these things already, which is why only a small number of customers were affected. For example, Trezor requires its shipping partners, including ShipMonk, to delete or hide customer data 90 days after delivery. Why 90 days? Well, according to Trezor, it's the shortest amount of time needed to cover the full life of the order. That includes delivery, returns, and refunds, and replacements. After that, there's really no reason to keep your address or phone number, so it is deleted or at least hidden. So who did this actually affect? This data breach affected customers who received an order in the US, UK, Sweden, Colombia, Brazil, Italy, and Portugal between May 10th and August 8th. However, this breach is still being investigated, so I suspect more users outside of these dates were probably impacted, considering some of the findings I've seen on Twitter. Also, ShipMonk has since secured the affected systems and hardened their security, so people who order today or yesterday won't be affected by this breach. But out of the 13,689 customers affected so far, over 11,000 had their full data exposed. This includes things like name, email, phone number, and shipping address, and roughly 2,000 of those customers had some of their data exposed, such as name, city, and email. So how do you actually know if you were affected by this breach, and how can you protect yourself if your data was leaked? Well, for starters, if you were affected by this specific breach, you should have already received an email from help@trezor.io. If you did not receive an email from help@trezor.io, then you were not affected. Also, I want to make it very clear that Trezor's systems were not compromised, and Trezor wallets are still secure. Your crypto is still safe, so you don't need to go rush and buy a new wallet. Trezor devices are still solid. However, affected customers will likely be targeted by more advanced phishing scams. So here's what you need to watch for to avoid these scams. Scammers are going to use this leaked information to send fake emails, make phone calls, send fake letters to your mailbox, and even pretend to be banks, crypto exchanges, and other crypto companies. But avoiding these scams is pretty simple. First, never click links in your email, especially links related to crypto. Also, always check who sent the email. Like I said, if you receive an email claiming to be about this breach that's not from help@trezor.io, it's a scam. Second, no hardware wallet or crypto company is ever going to call you or send you a physical letter in the mail. So if you receive a phone call warning you that one of your accounts has been accessed, or that your email has been changed, or that your wallet is at risk, just know it's a scam. Likewise, if you receive any sort of letter in the mail like this one, it's 100% a scam. Throw it in the trash. And in general, just be suspicious of any message that tells you to take action right away or asks for personal information. And most importantly, never share your freaking seed phrase with anyone and never enter it on any website. That's a guaranteed scam 110% of the time. That said, Trezor is building an anonymous delivery option that should help prevent this from happening again in the future. Why this wasn't already in place now, I have no idea, and I don't think this will be a complete solution either, because I'm not sure that's even possible, but it should help. I also think every hardware wallet company should offer something like this. Also, I do want to give some props to Trezor for being extremely transparent about this situation and at least being quick to share what happened, and also for finding a solution and making their workflow a little more secure. Anyways, Trezor is working on something called anonymous delivery. It'll be available in the EU by September this year, and then at the end of the year here in the US. And it'll basically let you receive your hardware wallet more privately. It'll use a separate checkout option, a locker pickup option. It'll come in plain packaging, generic sender details, and have an automatic deletion of your shipping information once your order is delivered. But in the meantime, or if you're ordering a wallet from another brand, there are some things you can do to order more privately, because the reality is companies can't completely avoid sharing at least some of your data when shipping products around the world. There are different companies involved in getting your order from the seller to your door. That's just a reality. First, always use an anonymous email address that is not linked to your real identity. So literally set up a separate email that you only use to order the hardware wallet, and that's it. This makes it harder for scammers to use your email to find more information about you. And then if you receive a phishing email, it'll be easier to detect. Also, let's be real, you don't need to use your real phone number when you order a hardware wallet. They're never going to call you anyways, so just don't use your real number. Second, consider buying your hardware wallet with crypto instead of using your debit card or PayPal. This can limit the amount of payment information you have to share with the company. And if you're wondering what wallet companies let you pay with crypto, the tool that I'm going to share with you actually lists which companies let you pay with crypto, so that'll definitely help you out. And third, if possible, use a PO box to limit your home address exposure, or have the hardware wallet shipped to your work address instead of your home address. That's a little better. But what can you do now if you're already affected by this data breach or maybe another one? Well, something I did recently was have a lot of my personal information removed from the internet. This makes it harder for scammers to find information about me and build a complete profile that they can use to target me. And if you were affected by a data breach, even though hackers already have your address, data removal can still help the damage from spreading. You can't erase the hacked data, but you can remove your name and information from public websites. And this makes it harder for scammers to look up your family, find your current phone number, or if you move to a new house, it makes it harder to find your current address. Basically, it makes your personal information harder to find online. That way, information from an old data leak is harder to search for, confirm, and use against you today. And if you're wondering how I remove my data from the internet, I use a service called Incogni. I'm not even sponsored by them or anything, but it is a service that works. And having been a part of past data breaches, I feel a little better knowing that their system is working in the background to remove stuff like my name, home address, and phone number from the internet, and basically make sure it doesn't pop back up. I'll drop a link down in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. That said, I want to show you how to use the free tool I made. You can use it to check which wallets have had data breaches, how certain wallet companies are handling your data today, and whether you can pay your crypto or not. Anyone can use this resource. I linked it down in the description. Only I have access to edit it, and you don't have to submit any personal information to use it. So once you open the doc, you can see which wallet brands have been affected by data breaches in the past, how customers were affected and how many were affected, and also how long a company keeps your data. I also listed which wallets you can buy using crypto for more privacy, and I included a section with official links for each manufacturer's website. Many of these links will also get you a discount or free Bitcoin because of my relationship with these hardware wallet companies. And like I said, even if you're not buying a new wallet today, you can still use this tool to see how the wallet you already own is currently handling your data. And if you are buying a new hardware wallet, definitely use this tool to your advantage and then combine it with my cold wallet tier list, which I break down in this next video, so you can make the most educated decision on which wallet is best for you. I'll see you over in that next video. God bless.